profiles as always. You are here with Lizzie,
Liza.
Kenley.
Miss Kenley, my favorite little guest in the whole entire world. My favorite. Today we're gonna talk about catalogs, picking seeds. This is kind of more your guys' realm than mine, because most of the time Kenley turns her laptop around and goes, "What about this one?" I go, "Oh, that's pretty," and then from there she
It magically appears in the field.
Yeah, at the end of the year, at some point in the next 6 months, I'm like, "Oh, there's that flower that we were talking about." I'm like, "Okay." But yeah, they have a system down, and
We have a system down.
I feel like
Yeah.
like
We do?
somewhat of a system. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But the different people that you guys order from, why do we order from them? The process, the amount, the types of seeds, if they're pelletized or what, and yeah, all of the things, so they're not just dust.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give it to you guys to kind of like start it off, because I'm not really in the seed world. I'm in the flowers. I'm the after. So before.
Well, I think when we first started, I will speak for myself. When we first started, and it was just me, and I was planting seeds, and I would sit on my sofa, and I would have a tray in my lap, and I would plant
And I was
seeds.
still in high school.
It was a little while ago. But at night, I would just sit, the tray would be in my lap, and I would plant seeds. But initially, trying to figure out what to plant, I spent a lot of time trying to figure out what varieties, what would grow well for us, and what was really common in the floral industry. So it wasn't just like, hey, I like this. I tried to make sure that it was different things that made sense for us to grow. And then over time, well, let me back up. I would get the Johnny's catalog. So I'm a nerd, in case you guys didn't know this already. I'm a total nerd. I love books. And I would be able to look at the Johnny's catalog. It would come in the mail, and I'd be like, oh, and it would have like the potential for the entire year contained in the catalog. It was so good. And I think the thing I like the most about it is everything had a picture.
Everything has a picture in Johnny's.
Yes.
It's wonderful. And their
Yes.
website, it's even better.
Yeah. Oh, there's so much more detail.
Some magazines that I know that you guys get in, it's just you have like a picture of one and then like 6 other varieties underneath, and you're like, well, what do these look like? And then we don't know. And then you take an extra, sometimes 2 hours to go through the whole thing and go, well, what do you want? And type it in. But is it the right one? Is it through Johnny's or whoever? Because it's not always the same.
Well, and as we've grown, so then it was okay to get like a couple packets of seeds. And I was like, wow, I placed a flower seed order, and we've got all these cool varieties, and it was really neat, and I was really excited. And then over the years, fast forward, now we're growing at a scale, and we need the capacity to buy thousands of seeds at a time.
Tens of thousands.
Yeah,
Okay.
Kenley's Johnny's boxes have gone from like little 6x6s to like packages that get delivered on the front step. And I could sit there and like shake them, and then Mom gets really excited before like the whole growing season starts. She's like, "Look, Kenley's seeds!" I'm like, "Careful, don't break them." I was like, "That's our like inventory." I was like, "Just put the box down."
She's like, don't shake the baby.
Yeah, give it to Kenley.
So now we order from catalogs and from places that don't have pictures, that use Latin, that we have to know. So zinnias, for example, we have to know it's pages of zinnias, because there's cutting zinnias, there's rounded zinnias, there's like clumping zinnias. There's so many different varieties. If you don't know the variety and what it's going to be used for, you don't want to order the wrong stuff. And that's, I mean, that's kind of across the board.
Zinnias are a very hard thing to pick through, because you're like, oh, this one looks pretty, but like it also doesn't give you any information about like how big they get, and like if they're, I know all zinnias are cut and come again, but like,
But if it's a garden variety and it only grows 6 inches tall total, you're going to hack it off in the base, and it's going to be dead.
yeah, because like some they'll like push 2 to 3 to 4 times, and then others it's like they'll bloom once, you can get a couple more after that, and it's just kind of like foliage.
Yeah, I'm praying for water this summer so that we get our zinnias back. We would like, let's go cut zinnias. We'd have like 2 buckets. Like, where are the zinnias?
That
Yeah.
drought this year was
They're
bad.
short
Yeah.
and have just stopped.
I knew it was bad. Like, I knew it was a drought, and I knew we were struggling, and I knew we were watering extra, and, like, I knew all of our forearms hurt. Like,
Yeah, well, it was you, Javita, you would go out sometimes at night too, and
Yeah.
Anna in the mornings. Like I would just ask like, oh, what are the girls doing? They're out watering again. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
"Wee."
I mean, it would be for like from 6 to 10 every morning. I'd be out
Yeah.
there just
and
watering.
targeted, like
Yes.
targeted watering. Certain
Mhm.
things that we were like, we know this is going to be okay with a little less, because on the flip side, I don't want to blow up my well.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what
You
we kept
know?
worrying about. I
Yeah.
was like, is this gonna be the day? Because it was. We went.
Yeah.
What was it? 60 days.
Yeah.
Oh, it was longer than that. It was a lot. It was
It was the
absolutely a
time.
lot.
It was in between. I'm gonna go backwards. It was November, and like back a couple months or weeks because it was like, here's the rain.
Yeah, we didn't even have like thunderstorms from
No.
summer. Like, they would just break
Mm-mm.
apart.
Mhm.
It was,
Yeah.
I knew
As
it
much
was
as-
bad.
Yeah, and
As
as
I
much as
said,
wet summers suck to cut in because you're soaked after you go out and cut, we had oodles of flowers.
yeah,
But
yeah. I knew that one of the moments that made me realize that, okay, this is a problem, was when other flower farmers were calling me for supply.
yeah,
That's when I was like, oh shit, this is bad. Like, I knew it was bad, but I didn't realize, like, some people do it on the side, some people do it part-time, and because of that, their stuff was like dying in the field. But they still had orders to fill, so they would call us like,
No, and they were like, "Oh, your guys' fields are irrigated, right?" And we were like, "No."
yeah, I was like, irrigated. Here's my left irrigator and my right
Yeah.
irrigator.
yeah, and that's all that we've got because we've tried drip before, but it just doesn't.
The mice chew it.
The mice, the voles, the shrews, the foxes, if they can get to it. Like,
Yeah,
we've tried
and it's a
to,
mess cleaning it
ugh,
up.
we've put it on
Like-
top of the plastic. We've put it under the plastic. Under the plastic is the absolute worst.
You can't get to it when there's a hole.
No,
Mhm.
no, and I can't pull out an entire row to fix one section. Like, irrigation for us is like a constant, like, what about this? We're Kelly and I are working secretly to come up with a new plan.
Yes, we really try our best because spending hours out in the field every morning watering was awful. Like, I'm not gonna
it's
lie,
time-consuming.
it was
Yeah.
Like you
everybody-
guys are melting.
it was hot. It was
Mhm.
a lot of sweat, and then the watering, and then the dirt sticking to your hands because your hands are wet from the hose, and then the hose is starting to like
Oh.
Yeah.
but like the hoses would start to like melt from the heat, and they were like not melt, but like they were
Sticky.
sticky.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was very strange. I don't know. I would put a podcast in or a book on tape because, again, as you said, I'm a nerd.
Mhm.
And then just go. Like, you just kind of got lost and was like, okay, this is what I have to do.
Mhm.
You know, I don't know. It was interesting.
It was a lot.
It
And
was
like,
a lot.
okay, well, there's half my day gone, like, and I feel like I didn't do anything all day. It's like, yes, I was keeping the plants alive, but it was
Ooh, and the hoop
Still,
house watering.
It's time
Ooh.
consuming.
That was hot.
Super time consuming.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I think the coolest thing that I've seen, it was when there was like shade cloth. I don't remember where we were. I can't remember who did it. Maybe it was Cindy that did it. But it was like after there was like dew on the top screen, and you would hit it and it would go ploosh and all the water would fall off, and you would just water all the plants in like 20 seconds. It was awesome. Yeah. I wish there was an easier way to water without there constantly being like the irrigation that has like the
We can't use
the,
any
yeah, like the
overhead.
turn and it like
Yeah.
sprays because it damages the petals.
Yeah, we can't use any overhead. So it all has to be targeted to leaves, to the bases. I mean, now I will say we do use some overhead when they're just planted and it's just greens in the field.
Yeah.
So that,
I say when they're from like 2 to 8 inches tall before they have any flowers, we'll use
yeah.
it.
Yep.
But like even then, you also can't target where you're having them hit because
No.
one spot will be really wet, and then right underneath of it is going to be really dry.
Hey guys, Lizzie here. I bet you didn't know this about me, but I am gluten free, and one of the things that I struggle with is going to the grocery store and finding the foods that fit my dietary needs. What I have been doing for the past couple of months is ordering from Hungry Root. Now, Hungryroot is an online company where you can order groceries off of their website. It's full of produce, crackers, cookies, to muffins, to meats, and all the different types of snacks and things like that. They have made my life so much easier in the process of finding foods that fit my dietary needs. There are filters that you can adjust, such as non-GMO, dairy-free, gluten-free, paleo, different preferences and things like that. So what they have done for us, because they're such a generous company, the Hungryroot team has given us a 40% off discount code on your first box. So if you use the code FLOWER40, and that's capital FLOWER 40 at checkout, you will get 40% off your first box. I'm so excited to team up with these guys. They've made such an impact on my life in the morning and to my day-to-day life, and I hope you experience the exact same thing that I do. All of the information will be linked down below, including the link to where it should already be pre-applied to your cart when you hit the link and go to their website, and I will also add the code at the bottom for easy access in our show notes. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and enjoy your first box through Hungryroot. Hey guys, Lizzie here. I bet you didn't know this about me, but I am gluten-free, and one of the things that I struggle with is going to the grocery store and finding the foods that fit my dietary needs. What I have been doing for the past couple of months is ordering from Hungryroot. Now, Hungryroot is an online company where you can order groceries off of their website. It's full of produce, crackers, cookies, to muffins, to meats, and all the different types of snacks and things like that. They have made my life so much easier in the process of finding foods that fit my dietary needs. There are filters that you can adjust, such as non-GMO, dairy-free, gluten-free, paleo, different preferences and things like that. So what they have done for us, because they're such a generous company, the Hungryroot team has given us a 40% off discount code on your first box. So if you use the code FLOWER40, and that's capital FLOWER 40 at checkout, you will get 40% off your first box. I'm so excited to team up with these guys. They've made such an impact on my life in the morning and to my day-to-day life, and I hope you experience the exact same thing that I do. All of the information will be linked down below, including the link to where it should already be pre-applied to your cart when you hit the link and go to their website, and I will also add the code at the bottom for easy access in our show notes. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and enjoy your first box through Hungryroot.
So I think the thing with those kinds of irrigators is because you also constantly have to move it, and to move it, you have to get into it.
And then
So
you're
you-
soaking wet.
Yes. And then just about the time you start to dry off is when you have to move it again. And then the bottom, I don't know about you, but the bottom, I always have a hard time getting it.
To connect, and it freaking leaks and leaves a mess
Yes,
in the
it's a
bottle.
mess. No.
And then,
No.
then if the wind blows slightly, it'll freaking blow over and then dig a hole into the ground with the water pressure.
God. So negative. So some of the things we look for when we are picking seeds and when we're looking at different things is not drought tolerance, because we don't always have a drought, but we definitely look for disease resistance. We had a major issue this year with snapdragons and rust.
Yeah, that was bad. I really missed our snaps this year.
Yeah, major.
No, because it was like, oh yeah, there's rust. Like we'll get to it. We'll spray some stuff on it. The next day, it was like it took over everything.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
What triggers it?
So rust is a virus.
We went through a whole thing with the
Us again. The theme of this week is I'm a nerd. Rust actually comes from some rust. There's like cedar apple rust and all of that kind of stuff, but it usually comes from cedars. So it's a virus, and it comes and it attacks the plant, and it just makes it.
What cedar is out there?
It's in the wind.
Ugh.
It blows in on the wind.
That's when I cough and like inhale things and I can't breathe and I'm wheezing.
Well, that's probably pollen, honey.
You're going to choke on.
Or bugs.
Yeah, that's true.
those little gnats.
Yeah, or a gnat or two. Ugh.
Yeah. No, but I mean, so let's go through our list of catalogs that we get. We get Johnny's, which is one of our favorites.
Johnny's, and we do GeoSeed, which is the one that is only in scientific Latin terms, and there's no description. It's
And
just
there's no picture.
no picture. There's no pictures in that entire book besides the back of it. And it's like our top 10 favorite. And I'm like, that doesn't help.
No, 'cause there's just
No, and
I looked at it, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm not looking at that.
And that's just seeds.
it's just seeds. Yeah, there's no plugs to it. And they have it's an awesome catalog because they have, oh, here's your snapdragon, and there's 3 pages of different snapdragons to choose from.
And it will say cutting.
Yes, it'll say
Or
cutting.
mounding. Like it will give you, it gives you some.
pollen list. Like it'll give you some information and like some stuff on height. But it's also, I have to go and look up what apricot peach looks like because apricot peach looks different in 6 different flowers.
Yeah.
So it's
We have to know your stuff. So you and I are sitting here being like, seed, pelletize, plug. Let's take a second for folks who aren't familiar with that. So a seed is a seed is a seed. You cut a cucumber, the little white things in the middle are seeds. There's
Or like
nothing
the
on them.
Nigella pods when they're
See, now she's talking flowers and people who don't know what a nigella
like
is.
the seeds, like
Yeah.
poppies and things like
Yes.
that. Like they're in there. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So poppy seeds on top of that lemon poppy seed muffin, aka the food people here. If you think about those seeds, those teeny tiny seeds are super small and they're sometimes hard to deal with. So when you have a seed that's super small, ageratum, snapdragons, Lysianthus, they're what's called pelletized.
Foxglove is the worst. Foxglove is literally like, if it was on a table, you would think it's dust.
You think it's worse than snaps?
Yes.
I remember when you were talking to me
Yes.
about that. We were cutting one morning in the hoop house, and you looked at me and you were like, "Oh my god, I hate those seeds. I just planted them for blah blah blah." Because there was a couple in the fall that came up because they're cool seeds and flowers. And I was like, "What are you talking about?" She was like, "These little things right here." I looked. I was like, "Oh yeah, no,
Yeah, because
no."
snapdragon seeds are at least round. Foxglove seeds are like rectangular, but they're like
They're gritty.
Yes, and
Yeah.
they're dust. I kid you not, they're freaking dust. I
Yeah.
don't know how they've survived.
Well, and it's funny. We've learned over the years too, it depends on who plants. Because some people, no, nobody in this room, they'll take them.
You know who you are if you're listening.
You take them and you sprinkle them like
Fish food.
yes, like fish food. Oh my God, on top of the plug. I'm done. Where Kenley's on like row 2, square 3.
I will say that was the best year that we had snapdragons. So I'm not downing her method.
But it was also after they all came up, like we had to separate them into 4s. We had to separate each plug into 4.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
We had, I remember going out and cutting them and like, well, first of all, seeing them grow like in
Clumps.
in the clumps. And I looked at Kelly and was like, "What is that?" She's like, "They're snapdragons." And I was like, "Are you sure about that?" She's like, "Oh no, they're snapdragons." I go, "Okay." But when they were planted, that was the year that they were I think that was the last year that we had stuff next to the
Hoop house one.
peonies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they were so tall and beautiful. We had like 3 packed buckets of snapdragons.
Yeah.
Like,
I
Every
also
day.
think some of that was also the weather that year.
Yes, the weather that year was awesome.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect
were
for them.
stunning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now
Beautiful.
now we try to be a little more
Seed conscious.
seed conscious.
Budget conscious.
Budget conscious, yeah, because snapdragon seeds also, they're kind of expensive for how small they
Yeah.
are.
Yep.
And Johnny's, I will say, we're talking about catalogs and everything. Johnny's is more expensive than Geo, but that's because with Geo you need to know your stuff.
Well, not just that. Think about the quantity you're getting. You get 100 from Johnny's. You get 1,000 from Geo.
Yeah, you can still get hundreds from Geo, but it's still like 100 snapdragon seeds is nothing.
Yeah. No. Okay. So pelletized. Explain what pelletized is.
I don't know what it actually is coated in, but you take your seed and it's coated. It's like a powder of some sort. I don't know.
It's like a coating. It's like you know what a raisinette is, and you know how the raisins in the middle of the raisinette, and you have the chocolate around it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not saying that you should eat the pelletized seeds, but
Don't do that. Well, sometimes isn't it to protect the seed because sometimes they break or sometimes bugs come and eat them and it's like a deterrent of some sort. I'm sure Will could answer the 50
now
million
that's
questions.
different because so in some vegetable crops, lima beans, wheat, soybeans, all of that kind of stuff, a lot of that is fungicide.
Okay.
So what we're talking about when it's pelletized, it's coated for size.
Gotcha.
There's no chemicals that's on the outside of that. If you think of corn, soy, wheat, all of that kind of stuff,
Was it
it's
don't mustard seeds don't they have that? I feel like mustard seeds have that
they
because
may.
they're so
They
tiny
may.
and thin. I'm just thinking about seeds in FFA in that one year.
No, so if you're searching through your catalog and it says PEL next to it, sometimes it'll say pelletized, but those are the ones you want to go for, because if it's even offering pelletized, just buy it, even if it's more money, because it'll save you so much time than trying to pick apart every little tiny seed to it's difficult.
Normally, so I just Googled it quickly because I was like, ooh, let me nerd out again. Pelletized seeds are generally coated with organic clay or other materials to increase their size and make them easier to handle, plant, and space.
I had no idea it was clay.
I mean, they're powdery if you think it like you
That's
have
why
like
when it breaks apart,
film.
it feels like talc.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. That makes a lot of
No,
sense.
so pelletized seeds are my favorite. I love
And
them
they're
so
usually
much.
colored.
Yes.
There's usually like yellow
Or
or
white.
pink or white.
Yeah. I don't get many pink. I get a lot of yellow and white, but it makes it a lot easier when they're yellow, because that way you can see, because most of the time pelletized seeds, they go on top of the soil.
Okay, now why do you plant them on top?
Because they need light to germinate.
Light and a higher airflow. So those are the two reasons. They just need more oxygenation to start that process.
See, she knows more than I do.
Because I'm a nerd.
Science.
No, but the yellow makes it
Bill and
very
I would be proud.
But the yellow makes it very, very easy to see where you've already planted your seed, because if they're brown, most seeds are brown, and soil's brown, you can't see where you've planted them.
I hate it when Kelly she gets interrupted and she has to stand up and go get something, and she sits back down and she looks. She goes, "Well, shit." Like, I don't know where.
So she'll sit there with her phone like blowing up, trying to figure out where
With
she
your little
left off.
tweezers trying to like dig through. And you're like, okay, and you keep going over.
And then Liza, we'll look in the greenhouse together, and she's like, "What happened with this tray?" And there's like 3 rows in the middle missing. I'm like, I don't know.
Birds.
Birds. Blame it on the rain. Yeah. No, it was okay. So seeds that we have tried to grow that we have learned over time that are better bought as plugs. So, okay. So we buy from Johnny's and Geo. We buy from what other catalogs do we get for seeds? Because we get a lot of bulb catalogs.
Yes, we get a lot of bulb catalogs. We go to Park Seed every once in a while, and I can't find, like, they always have the weirdest, like,
The stuff you can't
the stuff
normally
you can't
find.
normally find. And
Yeah.
it's like, oh yeah, we have it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I think we
But
got
it's usually in smaller quantity and
Yes.
it's really expensive.
It's very expensive, but that's what they specialize in. Because we're growing pumpkins on a stick this year. So
Okay, I was about to say. So what?
Can't wait.
What did you guys order off of that one instead?
pumpkins on a stick. I've tried to order bunny tails, and honestly, a lot of the herbs we grow, I've gotten from them, because they have the tallest varieties of whatever. And
They have more unusual
Yes.
things that you can't find.
Yes. And then we've ordered from Renee's Garden a couple times, also more expensive, not as many varieties, but we get our poppy seeds from her.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a really cool variety of
And there's some
seeds
random
there.
people out there that specialize just in one type of flower too. And I know that you guys have done that as well.
And then
If we're looking for
Amazon.
something specific.
And then Liza likes to go on eBay and try to order mint seeds, and then they come in wrong.
So mad. I wanted apple mint. Apple mint smells amazing. Apple mint is incredible. And yeah, I ordered it and it was nothing. It was cat mint. I was like, wrong thing.
And if you know us, we hate
Yeah.
cat mint.
It smells like cat pee.
It does. It's disgusting.
I don't like it.
No.
Yeah, no, it's not fun.
No.
No, we don't like growing it. We don't like planting it. We don't like cutting from it.
No,
Like,
she's
it's
just like,
just
rip
not-
it out, spray it. I don't
Yeah.
know what you do. Get
It
rid of
doesn't
it.
last in vases. Like, it doesn't
It's-
do anything the way that it's supposed to be.
Mm-mm.
And it grows weird. It grows like very like out and then up. Like
Yeah.
It's hard to use.
Yeah.
It's very hard to use. So no.
Yeah.
No.
Liza's learned not to order seeds from eBay.
Shut up, Kelly. Because you can't find them.
No,
They
you
have
can't.
to be found. They have to be propagated.
Mhm.
So they must not. Yeah. You have to order them as plugs. So Now we have looked and we've never been successful, but we have looked at ordering on, okay. So you start off small. You can go to your local garden center, you can go to Lowe's, you can go to all of these places and get your little packets of seeds. And then you like graduate and you're like, okay, I'm going to order from the catalog. And that's when you go to the catalogs. But then the Mac Daddy is supposed to be when you order
Where
from
this is
Ball.
going.
That's what it's supposed to be. But it hasn't worked well for
Not
us.
for seeds.
No, it hasn't worked well for us.
Which doesn't make sense because their name is Ball Seed.
Yeah. And come to think of it, we actually don't order seeds from Burpee.
No.
I mean,
Oh, Burpee's
guys
more
haven't ordered from them in a
vegetables
yeah, they're
too.
super huge into vegetables. But I feel like Johnny's always had a larger variety. Like it
And
just,
Johnny's also gives, I like Johnny's a lot because it gives you the option to get a packet of seeds, which is like, it varies between like 25 to 100 seeds. And then they go all the way up to like quarter ounces sometimes.
yeah. And they're really helpful if you call. Like if you call or you send an email or chat or whatever, there's actual humans who respond.
Yes. And it's not, chatbot's here to help. I'm like, I don't want you. I want to talk to a person.
Yeah, I need a human.
Yeah,
I need
please
a
let me
human.
talk to somebody in like the far back corner of a cubicle of an office. Please.
Yes.
Yeah. So I need a plant nerd. That's
No,
what
I need somebody to understand what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. And they really specialize in a lot of different stuff, which has been fantastic. So over time, we have learned that there are things that either economically or just from space, we no longer try to grow ourselves. You wanna
Lizzie Anthus. The top wedding flowers, but we have learned that trying to grow it from seed is awful.
Lizzie Anthus has very specific requirements. It requires 12, let me say that again, 12 weeks
3
to
months.
germinate.
3 freaking months to even start to show green. They
Yeah.
sit and sit and sit, and then you gotta try not.
And they have to be, they like it in the cool. So for us, it's hard to be in the greenhouse when they like to germinate cool and then you have to turn it up when I've got other cool things that are trying to germinate and then we flip to all of our warm season. It jams us up. And quite honestly, I also don't want to run the heat for the greenhouse just for those trays. And it clogs up what we need to be able to turn.
Because we turn and burn the greenhouse like every 2 weeks. There's like stuff going out, stuff coming in, and it's not just like 3 trays. It's like 50.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of logistics, and we're moving from a lower ship because we have shelves because we're out of space. So we'll move things from the bottom further up, and we're constantly jockeying things around to make it fit. And that was something that we were like, okay, 50% germination.
Yeah, and their germination isn't great. And you have to wait 12 weeks to know if they even are gonna germinate well.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense time-wise for us. And then we're trying to move stuff and we need to move the seeds that we were talking about that need light and air to germinate, try to be on the top, but then the Lisianthus, because 12 weeks and then the amount that we need, it'd be like 12 trays.
Yeah. It's just not, it's not economical.
No.
So we actually order from
Farmer Bailey, our favorite.
So Farmer Bailey specializes in plugs, and it's very interesting what, I mean, they even have zinnias on there. So if you don't have
It's really
space,
satisfying when they come in. I'm like, oh my god, it's like copy and paste.
it's perfect. They're perfect.
They're always perfect. They've never come in damaged for us. They're always 100% germination because that's obviously what
what they're going to do.
But they always are healthy. They never have any issues. And
There's never disease or a pest or anything on it. And
They
again,
grow tall.
Yes.
Like, they get tall.
Yeah.
they're another company that's like, hey, I'm having a hard time with this, or this. Can you help me? I'm looking for this variety, but I don't see it, or it's not work. Like, they're always right there to help.
Yeah.
So if you don't have space to grow your own plants,
Or
if you don't
feel
have a
like dealing with it.
greenhouse,
Because like snapdragons, foxgloves, she does that stuff too. It's like the hard to grow varieties of anything really. She'd probably be like, oh yeah, we have it. Like their website's also amazing.
with great pictures.
Yeah.
So they, you can look at Lizzie Anthus, but there's also 10 varieties like 10 different types, ruffled, straight, double petaled, single petaled, open, dark
And then
center, light center.
15 different colors in each of those.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and then I feel like it helps us too because time-wise, if there's a wedding or an order or something that needs this color by this time, and we don't have it, we don't have it, or we can split or third or
Mhm.
fourth or however many we need, and then we still have what we need. And we use, I think, at least with the dahlias, the Lysianthus, the zinnias, and I even think the roses, from like 3-inch stems to like the tall stems, we use
Everything.
every single height of stems,
Yeah.
bud vases, corsages.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
we don't even need the stem for a
No,
corsage.
it's like, oh, I accidentally broke this one and give it to Lizzie. She's like, oh, perfect.
Yeah, like I can use it for a corsage. That's why we do them last.
I always joke that things that I would throw away, you look at and you're like, oh, I know exactly what to do with that. And I'm like,
Flower
okay.
crowns are another one.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of
Even
stuff in
sometimes boutonnieres too.
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
It's only
even
that
on
1 or 2 inch stem.
like
Yeah.
our side, I want to. I don't know. I feel like we've done an okay job with like the shorter buckets, but I'd love to find like
Even shorter.
yeah, like a little bit shorter, but they don't like fall or like float
Yeah.
in water.
No,
and
because it's also when
still-
they first start to bloom, like dahlias especially. Like everybody always
So cute.
debates back and
the
forth
ones.
whether to like pinch dahlias or not. We don't. We might next year, but like their stems are only like 3 inches tall.
But the problem with pinching them is some people are like, oh, you should pinch the dahlia so you get a great big huge I don't want that in a bouquet. I don't want a dinner size plate dahlia.
if
It's too
we-
heavy.
Yeah, like if we order something and then because it's a specialty order or whatever, the like stock is so long.
Mhm.
We cut at least of it sometimes in half.
Yeah.
Because we don't there's other ways to make things tall without having to use just the stem.
Yeah.
And like some of the pergolas that we built stuff on are massive and you don't
Yeah.
need a 4-foot stem to blow in the wind and break.
Yeah.
And then you cut it down anyway.
Yeah.
Like
But I guess it's always better to be able to cut it down than have it be too short.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
but we're not pushing for length.
No,
I think
only
that's what I'm trying to
with
say.
certain things.
Yeah.
certain things we do, other things meh, not so much. I think the other thing we've kind of all agreed that we're not going to try to germinate on our own is eucalyptus.
100%.
Yeah.
They're also another one that it takes a good probably like 6 to 8 weeks to even
Yeah.
start to germinate.
Yeah.
And then
What was it? The silver dollar ones, I think.
all of it.
That we got.
Yeah.
That are new.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
new
yeah,
ones.
Mhm.
The silver dollar and the lemon bush. Because Liza was like, I want the lemon ones. I was like, okay, that's fine with me.
But they're different than what I thought they were going to be.
Yeah.
They're fuzzy and they are not. I thought they were going to be what we already had in the field. I feel like eucalyptus, there is not a consistent.
No, there's no consistent names anywhere. You look up silver dollar on Google and it shows you 8 different varieties. of
Yeah.
it.
Mm-hmm.
No.
It's not like.
It's not like a zinnia where Benary's giant is Benary's giant.
Yeah.
No.
Or cactus.
Yeah.
It's like you have very specific. I feel like eucalyptus is very, and even when you talk to other florists, they're like, oh, I want the blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, huh?
Uh-huh. No, so we go by the normal, the hardy, and the little leaf.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not ideal, but that's how we have found that makes it easier for us. So, yeah. So we scout Farmer Bailey early.
I was looking at her yesterday, actually.
She's got cool stuff. Well, and it's also nice to know that if we have a major crop failure, something happens, germination isn't right, something isn't right, we do have backups.
I will say the only thing with Farmer Bailey is if you want only like 10 plants of it, she does her stuff in 125 and 210 trays.
Yeah.
You can't, that's the only thing with her is you can't get small batches. Just go to your local garden center if you're looking for that. But if you want trays and trays and trays, go to her. 100%.
100%. Agreed.
I feel like another thing, just because it popped in my head, I think talking about the Lysianthus and then things crossbreeding sometimes because the bees clearly are very happy and do their job because every once in a while, but there was one Lysianthus last year that was purple and white. There was one of them.
One flower, like on the single
Yeah.
flower, it was
But
purple
it
and
was
white.
like
Yeah.
checkered, like the way that it grew. It
Yeah.
was like in between where like the centers came out.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
But last year with the dahlias, it is. I was like, what year is it? I feel like we got really lucky with the dahlias. in a weird way because they started to crossbreed. And there was one time you came in, you were like, Lizzie, look at this dye. And it looked like it was like tie-dye. And then more of them started to come up. And then there were no more of the other normal dahlias that we had planted. They had all just started to crossbreed, like white and yellow.
Yeah.
We've never ordered a white and yellow.
No. And like they were like the big, like not dinner plate, but like the next size down. We ordered like the big white ones because they're beautiful in bouquets. And I was like, we didn't order yellow, but they're yellow now.
Yep.
Yeah.
They were pretty. It was a pretty yellow though. It wasn't like lemon yellow. It
wasn't like
wasn't-
Big Bird.
no.
It was like
Butter.
light butter, yeah, butter yellow, or like a sticky note, like kind of yellow, like very pale. But it was kind of interesting. And then this year,
I think that was a dollar store sticky note yellow.
yeah. But then I can't wait to see after the ones that we have now are planted, what's gonna happen because they've been split, and there's going to be tons of dahlias, which everybody loves. But it's gonna be.
I would love.
It's exciting.
I want to do a podcast just on dahlias. We could probably do 10 podcasts just on dahlias. But I think we should do.
But then the little maroon dahlias,
Yeah.
we would joke all the time because there would be like one petal that would kind of have like a hot pink, like teeny tiny, like maybe the size of like, I don't know, a little bit bigger than a quarter, like a dollar quarter. And we would always say that it was their money piece. Like they had a haircut. It was really cool. We were like, oh, there's another one. There's another one.
Adorable.
Yeah.
Adorable.
So I can imagine if we were cool season all year round, and no wonder people get weird.
And there was like that one lady on Instagram. She had the dahlia that looked like a daffodil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Did you see
the
that?
center, like
The
popped
center
out.
like folded in like a daffodil. It was so cool.
Oh, wow.
I wanted to reach out to her and be like, can we have some of your tubers?
Can I have one? I just want one.
We'll grow it. We'll
Yeah.
grow
It
it.
was really cool.
But I would love to. I want to do a podcast just about dahlias, maybe a couple of them. And I would love to do a podcast just about bulbs.
Yeah.
I feel like
Oh,
that's
we
a
could
whole
totally do that.
separate, because we
Children
could,
do that all the time.
yeah, we could sit
I'm
here and
like,
talk
where
about
did you come from?
sourcing and all of that kind of stuff on a whole. That's a whole podcast in itself. Because I try not to make the podcast 900 hours long. Yeah. So cool.
I feel like we're really lucky, and hopefully we have good weather this year. Fingers crossed.
Agreed.
And the snow comes and leaves and never comes back.
We're gonna have to go out and drop those hoops. And maybe we could figure it out. But now they're talking. There's a little bit today, more Sunday, more next week.
And why would you want to take the tops off of the hoops?
off with their head? No, I'm kidding.
For the people that don't know.
So we have two different kinds of hoop growing. We have high tunnels, which are plastic, which, fun fact, when it snows, I have to go out in the middle of the night multiple times and tap it off the whole way down so it doesn't collapse it from weight.
She'll send me a Snapchat with her headlamp on
She's
with a
soaking
broom.
wet.
Well, you're soaking wet because the condensation inside, I don't know how to do it different or better. If anybody out there has a different method, I would love to know, because I'm wet, I'm tired, and I'm cranky. And then I run inside and I'm shoving more wood in the stove. Like, it's just, I'd make a horrible colonial. But then out in the main growing section of field, in order to have a little bit of protection for the season, we grow in tunnels that are covered by agrabah.
Low tunnels.
Yeah, very, very low tunnels. They're like to
and a
my
half,
knees.
3 foot.
Yeah. But when it snows, and that's agrabah is like a really, really, it's not even a sheet. It's, if I was describing that kind of fabric, it's more like a sheer curtain.
Yeah.
If I had to describe
Cats
it.
love it.
Oh my God. Well, they try to land on it, and then there's great big holes because they've jumped on it.
Yeah.
Chiquita,
Yeah.
the other day,
They're called a
climbed the side of the plastic hoop house with her claws. I was so
I have a
mad.
picture of her
I
on
was
top
like,
of
get
the
off
house.
of the hoop house. I was like, why does the hoop house have these random cuts in it? It's her heels.
I have a
amazing.
picture of her sitting on top of it.
I
was
scared her
like-
this morning, and she ran up the telephone pole. I looked at her, I was like, "What is wrong with you?" And DK is just sitting there flipping his tail back and forth, and I look at him. He just goes. That's all he wants is to be pet. You can do anything to that cat.
He didn't care.
God, you look at Chiquita wrong, and she like spazzes out. It's so weird. Do you think she's chasing birds?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
100%. Because she will like jump in that field, all 4 feet off the ground, hop up and catch birds. She is a hunter.
Oh,
She
yeah,
is the best
absolutely.
hunter out of the two.
Yeah, definitely better than PK, but like even
Yeah.
PK, I'm sometimes like, oh, geez.
Well, PK,
Yeah.
I feel like he's a ground hunter.
Yeah.
She likes to jump. He'll find like the frogs
And then leave them on your
cutting.
doorstep.
Yeah, and then we'll
Here's
cut.
my offering.
Yeah, but then we'll end up cutting in the morning, and sometimes they'll scare us because they're in between the flowers and we don't know what it is. So it's bigger than a frog because we know what a frog sounds like, and his head pops out, and I have almost peed myself multiple times, and then he won't leave you alone.
No.
He'll
And
like
they're
climb up the back of your leg.
Yeah, and then we've thrown him out of like the fenced-in area before,
And he
then
just
he'll come
climbs the
back
fence.
and
Oh
we'll just,
no, yeah, he'll climb up and over the fence.
yeah, we'll turn around and we'll just go, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he's well fed.
Oh yeah.
He's
Well fed. He's fat. He's so chunky.
It's not like he's harassing us for food.
No, he just wants to
Yeah,
just
he
chill.
he
Yeah.
he wants to be a lap kitty. You should let him inside.
Negative.
They were inside when they were little.
Yeah, they
Teeny,
were.
teeny, tiny.
They
They
were.
were
And when
very
it's
cute
cold, I
and
bring him
tiny.
inside and they're fine.
He
He's such an
Oh
ass.
my god, I about died the other morning because it was still dark. I don't know what time I got up, but it was like right before the sun had started to come up. So it's still like pitch black in the garage. It was so cold outside. It was that one really raw,
Mhm.
like freezing cold. Yeah. And every time we open the garage door, Mom will put food in the garage, and we have their old crate
Mhm.
with some type of
They've got blankets
bed and
and
whatever.
beds and
PK, I think, stayed in there willingly for 3 or 4 days straight, constantly. And you'd open the door to go out to the fridge, and he would just sit there and yawn and like live his
stretch.
best life, and or he would like jump on the steps like at you
Yeah.
out of his like carrier.
Uh-huh.
I was like, dude, are you trying to kill me? But he just wanted
Yeah.
to be inside.
Didn't care.
He could sleep and have one spot and not go anywhere.
Oh,
yeah.
100%.
He would go there. Chiquita would be the one climbing up the walls.
Oh, she'd knock over the Christmas
She
tree.
eats the garage. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She would be the one from the National Lampoon's Christmas.
Mhm. Climbing up your curtains.
Yeah.
Climbing to the ceiling
Negative.
like Spider-Man.
Oh yeah. that would hurt.
Negative.
Absolutely.
Nope.
She wants nothing to do with the garage when it's cold. She's done. She
Mhm.
has her little straw bed in the flower, like in the tractor shed,
That's
or
all she
in the
wants.
hoop house, and
Yep.
she's good.
Yep.
I don't know how she does it because she's smaller than PK.
Speaking of the agribon, there's agribon in the back of one of the hoop houses, and most spring mornings I'll walk in there to like water everything, open the door, and she's just back there, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, like sprawled out, passed out, like just
Yeah, but we
chilling on
also
the
have to kick her out of the greenhouse sometimes because she just walks across the trays. I'm like,
Oh,
stop
yeah.
smashing the plants!
Mhm.
You're fired.
So hard to get these to grow. It's always the snapdragons. I feel like
Mhm.
I just walk across them, and I'm like,
It's when their little necks just break. God bless. But
Goodness.
all right, guys. Well, thank you for sharing your time with us.
Mhm.
Thank you for taking the time to listen. We love sharing the craziness.
Mhm.
Some of us more
Happy
than others.
first podcast of 2025. Whoop whoop.
Oh, interesting.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think this is 44, so we're starting out pretty good.
Nice. Very
Mhm.
nice.
Yeah, getting her straight. We've got a couple things coming. We've had a couple other things come out as well. So if you are not already part of the email list, you are more than welcome to be part of it. I will put it in the show notes as always. But yeah, thank you for listening with the seeds and the plants and the flowers
And the cats.
Yeah, and the cats
And the
your
nerds.
bun.
And the nerds.
Yeah, and all of this stuff. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And we'll talk to you soon.
Toodles.
Bye.
Hey guys, just dropping a line to tell you about Patreon. So I asked them, meaning Mom and Amber, what is Patreon anyway? Because I honestly had no idea. So we're going to explain it to you from our perspective so that you understand and so that I understand.
Because the first time I saw it, I was like, Patron, we're drinking tequila? Great. So Patreon is for less than a cup of coffee, those fancy coffees that y'all like, a day, you can sign up to become one of our members.
A little family.
Exactly. And what does that get us?
It gets us some freebies, some special episodes that other people do not get access to. You can interact with us on a special platform where we can ask you questions and interact with you. It's tons of fun.
Mm-hmm. And even on those special episodes, we might be less censored than we are already. And we're going to have a couple fun ones that we can just kind of throw in there and talk about and laugh and go on tangents and have fun. So I hope that you all enjoy it because we're going to have fun along the way. We're crazy, crazy, crazy excited.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Back to the episode now.
Yeah.
Bye.
Gracias.